Next, the guest we are to invite is a respected Lama of the Nyingma tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. He integrates Buddhist truths with contemporary science, guiding people to properly face their various studies, emotions, work, and life aspects. Through modern means such as the internet and digital media, he brought teachings of Mahayana Buddhism into thousands of households. Since 2010, he has been invited to speak at Harvard, Yale, Columbia. He lectured at renowned institutions, Hong Kong, Peking, and Renmin universities. He has initiated and co-organized multiple sessions of the World Youth Buddhist Symposium. He launched the initiative to activate compassion to help those in need. He also strongly advocates strengthening moral education for children and adolescents. His books, such as Tales for Transforming Adversity and Achieve by Doing, are also very popular among readers and remain bestsellers. For more than 10 years, he has devoted himself tirelessly to the practice of life release. Therefore, he is also respectfully known as the Khenpo of life release. Now let us warmly welcome the great Khenpo from Larung 5 Sciences Buddhist Academy, Khenpo Sodargye, the eminent monk. Please give him a big round of applause. He will share with us on the topic, the Noah's Ark of the Mind.
Thank you all very, very much indeed. Today is the last day of the Global Social Entrepreneurs Eco Forum. I am the final speaker, but I am very much truly surprised to see so many entrepreneurs are still here, not having left yet, remaining steadfast. This clearly demonstrates that this particular forum holds significant meaning and importance for all participants. Indeed, everyone present has undoubtedly gained a wealth of knowledge. I must clarify that I am not, in fact, an entrepreneur myself. I don't understand much about the complexities of business data, the intricacies of technology, or the principles of effective management. It's just that I have a genuine interest in this area, so sometimes I actively join some entrepreneurs and participate in various business forums to learn together and exchange ideas. But when compared to the vast number of you who are incredibly successful on this particular platform, I also genuinely don't know exactly where to begin or how to even start to share something that is even slightly beneficial with each and every one of you. This is because I deeply believe that all of you who are gathered here, having dedicated your valuable time and attention over these past 3 days, have listened to a truly great deal of valuable and insightful knowledge. And I can confidently say that every single speaker has been absolutely excellent and remarkably engaging as well, all speaking without any notes whatsoever, delivering their thoughts eloquently and at considerable length. And each and every person has generously shared a truly remarkable wealth of valuable knowledge. Most of it truly comes from the very depths of the heart, because everyone present here today is exceptionally successful, having achieved significant accomplishments, and can be considered within the broader context of society to possess valuable life experience and strong social values, as well as cherished personal dreams and inspiring ideals. A truly remarkable group like this. So I truly believe that everyone who is currently present here today, living in such a truly modern current era, this is indeed our fundamental mission. However, the current era we are presently living in is a truly unique and unprecedented period of time. Many individuals are capable of achieving truly remarkable and significant success within a very brief and concentrated period of time, seemingly overnight or even in an instant. Just moments ago, right before our scheduled afternoon session was about to begin and commence, basically, in just a relatively short matter of a few dozens of minutes, someone reached an agreement for a joint cooperation worth over 100 million. They achieved this consensus. On the other hand, if we look at it from a slightly different perspective, in this era we live in, within a very, very short period of time, some companies may go out of business, some companies might even shut down, and it is possible that some companies may go bankrupt. So I often find reflecting deeply and lead to realization that indeed the current era we are navigating through is exceptionally unique. According to certain profound and insightful Buddhist terminology, it can truly be said to be quite unimaginable, truly inconceivable. Sometimes I myself can't tell whether I'm in reality or dreaming. In Buddhism, it is often said that all phenomena are like fleeting dreams and ephemeral illusions. But indeed, perhaps in this very space where we truly exist, like in a vivid dream or a profound illusion, one might truly become someone significantly above tens of thousands of other people, a very successful and accomplished person, a truly wealthy individual, a person of considerable status, and a person of great ability. At such times, there may be thousands upon thousands of people praising you, showing you respect, truly following you, genuinely liking you. But it's very possible that if we don't do some things particularly well, in just a short period of time, we might potentially disappear from the watchful eyes of the general public. At that critical moment, countless individuals may immediately start to intensely question you, vehemently slander you, even abandon you, or even truly dislike you. This is a very real possibility. We, as so-called human beings, are actually very pragmatic creatures. When someone is truly successful, even just taking a photo with them or having a meal together, they also feel extremely honored and deeply privileged, and it's a moment they cherish. But when you've truly fallen to the point where people genuinely look down upon you, perhaps they don't even dare to mention that they actually know you. Perhaps when you interact with them during that very brief period of time, they feel it's extremely risky. So sometimes I really do not need it at all. No need whatsoever. Thank you very much indeed. Is this prepared for me? No, right? Then no need. Thank you very much indeed. So I was thinking, according to what we say in Buddhism, all phenomena are impermanent. If each of us has an awareness of impermanence, perhaps it will truly be helpful for your own life. It is indeed truly helpful. Many people used to be in extremely poor and difficult circumstances, but today, being here in this place, they have successfully surpassed others in many different ways. Actually, this transformation is also a profound kind of impermanence. Many people today, you are truly among the vast crowd, possessing such immense wealth, widespread fame, and elevated status. But whether it will still be like this next year is hard to say. Maybe even we ourselves don't necessarily have that sense of security. This too can be considered a profound form of impermanence, a transient state. So I think for all the dedicated entrepreneurs present here today, it should be said that many of you may indeed have your own different worries and concerns in your hearts and minds. Perhaps these significant worries of yours cannot be easily shared with your immediate family or even your professional colleagues, including many individuals within your own departments. On the surface, you might feel compelled to pretend to be outwardly confident and composed, to have a sense of security. But deep down, you inevitably have to face many significant things, whether it's dealing with various people, managing capital, or navigating our current environment and policies, and even addressing all kinds of issues that surround us, such as the competition that we are facing. So at this moment, I feel that I'm not here today to persuade everyone to study Buddhism. That's not exactly what I truly mean. But as a devoted Buddhist myself, I believe that over the many years, through dedicated meditation and consistent practice, and by thoughtfully adjusting my entire life with a truly altruistic way of thinking, I often deeply consider that in such a uniquely special era as ours, in fact, people inherently possess their own profound sources of reliance and unwavering faith to help adjust their own minds. If we can truly and effectively strengthen our minds, then perhaps we can genuinely become significantly stronger individuals, do better, and excel even more. This is something that everyone here today should seriously reconsider. Actually, when people first come into this world, each and every one of us experiences negative emotions, such as greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt. but we also possess many positive qualities like confidence and wisdom, as well as our diligence, meditation, and so on. We have positive energy. In traditional culture, it is often said, at birth, human nature is inherently good. This is indeed the case. As long as we have a truly kind heart, then truly in this complex society, many things we can genuinely do will naturally and smoothly succeed in the end. This is truly what is meant by the timeless wisdom that good begets good, evil begets evil. And for all of you dedicated entrepreneurs who are present here today, I want to assure you that I am absolutely not worried about the details of your personal lives. Furthermore, I am certainly not concerned about the exact amount of money you personally earn. But as social entrepreneurs, every one of you should ask yourselves honestly, your success today actually comes from society. Of course, among this, a significant part relies on your own creativity, your own diligence, and your own ultimate personal wisdom to achieve great success. But in reality, the environment and resources of our entire society, as well as the valuable resources of various different individuals and people and their support, are indispensable. So in that case, we must cultivate a profound sense of gratitude. With a truly grateful heart, use the material wealth you possess to actively help society and generously give back to the community. Today, it is said that we have more than 5,000 entrepreneurs here. With over 5,000 dedicated entrepreneurs, I have a very important suggestion. This particular suggestion is a relatively small one. I genuinely wonder if each and every one of us could, within the span of a single year, actively help a college student in our immediate local area, perhaps by offering valuable support or guidance. If one person, of course, if you just don't really have this opportunity, or if you do not have this particular intention, then that is an entirely different matter. But if each and every one of us could truly help a college student who is in need, we could solve the educational problems of 5,000 people. What kind of power would that be for society? I think many of us actually, most people, in order to effectively compete for essential resources, those individuals who are truly successful and highly capable may indeed have control over a deal of valuable resources. But if you genuinely don't give back to society, I honestly don't think that's necessarily a truly good thing at all. This is my personal suggestion. If someone is truly helpful to society and becomes more and more successful, more and more prosperous, then that is indeed beneficial to the entire world. But if a person is very selfish and keeps for himself many of the things that we currently have here on this earth, whether they're spiritual resources or material resources, if he keeps them all to himself and is unwilling to share, then in that case, it's a significant and profound loss for the more than 7 billion people who currently reside on this entire planet. I often hear about precisely how much money an individual person made in a particular month, and also how much overall wealth they've managed to accumulate, perhaps even considering the social group or community around them, that is, their employees. Hundreds or even thousands of people will greatly benefit from it. That's a very good thing. But if they really do have such vast and extensive resources and certain opportunities, could they extend this altruistic mindset, this truly selfless and compassionate way of thinking to the whole of society? If that's possible at all, then our businesses are truly successful and flourishing. As everyone knows, nowadays many forward-thinking entrepreneurs genuinely possess this kind of innovative and strategic thinking. The renowned economist Adam Smith's influential work, The Wealth of Nations, mainly discusses the concept of self-interest. However, he also has another significant major work that primarily focuses on altruism, the theory of moral sentiments. The most profound viewpoint in the theory of moral sentiments is actually about altruism. If we are altruistic, then our business will be truly meaningful to society for a very long time. In the past, the respected Japanese entrepreneur Kazuo Inamori also thoughtfully spoke about this in one of his influential business forums. He said that acting out of self-interest is merely survival, but if you act for the benefit of others, you can achieve greatness. Many people should truly be able to quite readily identify with this particular point. This is very much in line with what is taught in Buddhism. So today, as I stand here, I don't want to talk about anything else, including some aspects of your management and technology. I just want to say that each of us has a social responsibility. But this social responsibility is not just about saying nice things. It's not about waiting until I've made a lot of money and then giving back to society. Actually, that's not necessarily the entirely correct mindset compared to many Western countries and some of their charitable and public welfare efforts. There is indeed a certain noticeable gap in our values and philosophy. Right now, a lot of our resources and much of our strength are primarily concentrated on ourselves. This is a profound kind of confidence in ourselves, a distinctive and powerful way of expressing our true selves. I think this is also a good thing. But most of the time, there are many patients and poor people who are living around us, often struggling with various difficulties and lacking essential resources, including those who simply can't afford to go to school. There are so many truly unfortunate people in our society. Although these unfortunate people are not our fault, and although we may not be able to help every single one of them, each and every one of us should at the very least have a kind and compassionate heart to help at least one person, or perhaps two people, or even three people. There was once a remarkable woman named Mother Teresa. She is someone most people have probably heard of, recognized for her profound dedication. She made truly great contributions in the field of charity, tirelessly working to alleviate suffering. Once, while she was diligently helping the poor and needy, an Indian official said to her, "We currently have tens of millions of impoverished people now. How could you possibly save every single one of them?" She thoughtfully replied, "Tens of millions? Where does that significant number actually start?" The government official said to her, "This isn't a matter of numbers. You simply cannot save that many people. Since you absolutely cannot save them all, you would genuinely be best advised to mind your own business a bit more diligently." Later, Mother Teresa kept asking repeatedly, "You say 10 million, so what exactly is the fundamental basis of that particular number?" Eventually, the official had no choice but to say 1, 2, 3, 4. She said, "Then I'll save one person, two people, three people, and so on." In fact, that's exactly how it is. For example, if we have a population of 10,000 poor people, it is simply not possible for us to save all 10,000 of them. But among those 10,000 people, if we help even one person, then if we help one more person out of the 999, if we add one more person, and if this kind of effort can keep spreading, what kind of society would this become? So I have always believed that we may not be able to change every single aspect of society as a whole, but as truly successful entrepreneurs, successful philanthropists, or successful scholars, we must have a genuinely altruistic spirit in our thinking and our actions. If we lack an altruistic spirit, and each and every one of us selfishly exploits others' valuable resources, on the surface, we may appear to be truly successful individuals, but in reality, that might not actually be the case at all. Sometimes we say, as Buddhism teaches, to benefit others and all sentient beings, but some of Buddhists can be very selfish, always talking about their own matters. In our traditional culture, in Confucianism, there is also frequent emphasis on benevolence and doing good deeds. Yet some Confucian ideas are also quite selfish, as long as one achieves personal success, regardless of anything else. And we might even cause harm to the people and valuable things around us. Just look at how our natural environment is being increasingly and significantly damaged. In the entire complex process of sharing limited resources, what kind of mindset do people truly have when actively scramble for them? There are many things that everyone should be very, very clear about. So I truly believe that as entrepreneurs, you are indeed one of the most incredibly important and significant forces in today's modern society. But this kind of powerful force, if it lacks a truly sincere altruistic mindset, it will inevitably and undoubtedly make society very problematic, unstable, and dysfunctional. I firmly and deeply believe that in this current modern era, everyone should certainly have meaningful and valuable opportunities. However, these same opportunities also often come with considerable and significant challenges as well. Everyone should have the inherent ability to truly observe themselves within their hearts and minds, to truly have the wisdom, to fully understand oneself and to deeply understand the world around us. Without wisdom, we often blindly follow what others simply say, truly go with the flow, and just follow society without question. That is not necessarily reasonable. Indeed, our modern society today is dazzlingly complex and intricate. In the past, it took decades, centuries, or even thousands of years for things to change. But that's not the case anymore. Now, things are changing with each passing day, transforming in the blink of an eye. In such a challenging and rapidly evolving era, the most important thing is that we may indeed need to significantly adjust our mindset. I observe that many entrepreneurs are probably quite exhausted and feeling the immense pressure because we have devoted so much to society and to our own businesses. At this point, my suggestion is to regularly adjust your mindset. Whether you are truly successful or not, in fact, life is very much like a dream, an illusion, a bubble, a shadow. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, or even 50 years from now, it's hard to say whether we'll even still exist in this world. Sometimes, if you become too obsessed with your career or your work, it might actually have more negative effects. Therefore, it is absolutely crucial that we consistently and diligently maintain a very calm, composed, and rational mindset in all situations. As a common and insightful saying goes, about mindset, personal bearing, and the living system we inhabit. If I have a really good and positive mindset, no matter what challenges or difficulties I may encounter, I always face them with a genuine smile and a positive attitude. In that particular case, my overall physical demeanor and verbal posture will also make others feel comfortable and happy. It inherently brings forth a profound sense of kindness and compassion towards others. If both my personal mindset and my actions are genuinely good and aligned, then the effect I have on the entire surrounding environment will inevitably be one of complete harmony and perfect balance. Conversely, our surrounding environment actually has a direct and significant impact on our mindset as well. Therefore, I suggest that each of us, without exception, no matter what kinds of things we encounter in life, no matter where we are or what position we're in, we shouldn't direct our anger toward our family or colleagues by losing our temper. Some things can be resolved by using wisdom and rationality. If we use violence or try to solve things in an unpeaceful way, we are truly not acting wisely at all. Even if you handle the matter extremely well, the considerable side effects it brings are actually much greater. Therefore, from a deep Buddhist perspective, we often talk about the importance of maintaining a compassionate heart. Even if an enemy you resent stands before you, your competitor may have potentially harmed you in some way, but I choose to resolve it in a very peaceful way. Even if he truly brings me down and causes me real harm, I choose to dedicate my virtuous roots and merit to him, and I offer all my positive energy and wholesome spiritual power to him as well. This is the greatest and most compassionate spirit of Mahayana Buddhism. Of course, all of us here are, after all, indeed just ordinary people, not necessarily practitioners of Mahayana Buddhism. But I really hope that when it comes to adjusting your mindset, to have a kind of faith within yourself. It's very good to have your own set of values. If you have faith, then follow the Tibetan Buddhism or Chinese Buddhism you believe in, or even the faith practices of other religions. If you truly do not possess such a faith, then in your everyday daily life, as we often say nowadays, you should adjust your mindset through meditation, through Zen practice, or by using methods to calm your mind. Every day, take what's in your heart, all kinds of negative emotions like greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt, and gradually, slowly clear them away. It's just like how every few days or even every day, we need to bathe and shower to wash away all the dirt and impurities from our bodies, using clean water to cleanse ourselves. In the same way, actually, our very own minds, when we wake up in the morning or before we go to bed at night, and even when we interact with others, when we are dealing with various people in different situations, it's always profoundly important to consciously adjust our mindset. If my mind is truly healthy and consistently calm and composed, then whether it's the people I interact with or the things that I do, everything truly becomes much easier. Although, as Buddhists, our way of life might be quite different from yours, But speaking for myself, I also encounter many different and varied things in my daily life. Personally, I'm not an entrepreneur, and many of you probably don't know me. In the same way, using the same logic and reasoning, actually our very own minds as human beings, I posted a message to myself on Weibo, saying that over the past 33 years, since 1985, starting from some basic Buddhist teachings, I've been giving lectures every day. So as a teacher, in the ongoing process of frequently communicating and interacting with students, there have also been many unhappy moments. But I still make an effort to adjust my mindset and protect my state of mind. If a person has a really good mindset indeed, no matter what happens internationally or domestically, including things that happen at home, and the various things that happen all around me, I always face them with a calm and profound wisdom. If I can truly face my own mind, even if something very significant and impactful happens, from my personal perspective, I can handle it quite easily and effortlessly. But if my mindset is not well adjusted, then even the smallest, most trivial things that happen in your daily life, things that are tiny and insignificant, might bring me tremendous emotional pain and significant pressure. Therefore, in our current rapidly evolving society, on one hand, things are indeed extremely fast-paced and incredibly convenient, to an unimaginable degree. You could even say that in any other era, it would be impossible to keep up with the speed we have now, with so much information and so many great opportunities. But from another perspective, it's also easy to see that the hurdles and complications people face in our contemporary age are also definitely unprecedented. The great strain each and every one of us sustains, the various conflicts and challenges each of us deals with in our personal lives, all kinds of suffering that each of us imagines in our minds, all sorts of pain, perhaps people in ancient times didn't necessarily experience. In fact, life for people in the past was very simple. Although they didn't have the necessary resources, abundant material resources that we have today, they did have a very pure mindset. So in such a truly unique era, we certainly need a special and effective way to regularly adjust our minds. There are several ways to adjust our minds. One way, as I mentioned earlier, a method of meditation practice. This is something that many entrepreneurs, both in China and abroad, find very beneficial. It also includes some of the Mahayana bodhicitta practices taught in Tibetan Buddhism today. The practice of bodhicitta in Mahayana Buddhism. These offer a direct way to calm the mind. There is also another method. If we truly possess this intention to genuinely help others, then even in your everyday work or your daily life, then even your work, your life, sometimes are not successful. You won't feel resentment or regret. There's another thing as well. As entrepreneurs, each and every one of us should strive to make a meaningful contribution to human society. What kind of contribution should we make? It should be something related to wisdom. I suggest that many of us consider building some libraries in the future. You might think there are already plenty of libraries in China, but no one reads books. If people actually read, then yes, there would be enough libraries, but that's not really the actual case. Libraries should actually collect a truly great deal of ancient and historical culture. I once had the opportunity to visit Göttingen in Germany, where there are libraries that are over 400 years old. And in fact, they house ancient cultural works that are over 1,000 years old. All of these are gathered there, and they're extremely precious. Do we have anything like that in our own cities? I wonder, for each of you entrepreneurs, does your own hometown have something like this? Logically speaking, with the current situation, there should be the newly collected books. And more importantly, we need to collect some essential data, whether they're related to religion or sociology, as well as valuable folk knowledge. Books like these, found in our own hometowns, or in the various places you come into contact with, or even if you buy a lot of books for your own home, when you leave this world, you can turn this into your own private library. So I've seen in many Western countries, they all have their own private libraries that are very impressive and quite extensive. And a lot of people also really enjoy reading books and literature. We know that the profound power that wisdom truly imparts to people is even greater and more significant. In the distant past, King Alexander, a powerful ruler, successfully ruled over many different countries, primarily 3 influential ancient civilizations countries. At that particular time, his ultimate dream was to rule over everyone in the entire world. But in the end, things didn't turn out as he had envisioned. However, after 13 years of fighting, he did indeed rule over many territories, mainly in Europe and Asia, Africa, the lands of many countries. But this is something that people later on may not necessarily remember. The only thing people remember is that there was an Alexandrian library in Egypt. This Library of Alexandria had already collected many of the world's most precious and valuable books, carefully curated over time. Even to this day, what people around the world remember most easily is his remarkable wisdom. Personally, I believe maybe some of you entrepreneurs may not necessarily like reading. You might think that when it comes to investment or financing, how much profit will it bring me? How much of a return will it actually give me? And you tend to focus on maximizing your profits, this kind of thinking. But in actual fact, my personal view is that as people of true wisdom, we should consider more than just that. What we should leave for our descendants is not necessarily material wealth, but it must be related to wisdom, a kind of spiritual wealth. Now, when you have this power, if you don't leave it to them, perhaps that's not entirely reasonable. Most of us think that we should leave a lot of money to our children and our loved ones. Of course, in today's era, money is also very much necessary, indeed. But even more important is to leave them spiritual wealth. If we want to leave behind spiritual wealth, we need to consider what kind of effective way to do so. This is also extremely important. Indeed, so here, due to the current time constraints, I won't be able to say much more at this moment. The main and most important thing to consider is to really think about corporate forum, especially like ours. It's a platform for learning and a chance to learn. At this particular moment in time, everyone should genuinely and sincerely want to help others. That is my ultimate purpose and true intention. I'm not just hoping that each of you becomes successful only for yourself in some particular and significant way. Perhaps your philosophy is a bit different from mine. It's perfectly fine if you possess a certain level of ability, but if you don't have an altruistic heart, then your abilities don't necessarily have to be extraordinary whatsoever. If your abilities do surpass the average person, then you should, to some extent, contribute to society accordingly. That is what truly makes it meaningful. That's all I have to say.